It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. You know, I timestamp my videos because I make videos pretty much every day. And there are people out there that make videos the day before, 2 days before, 3 days before, and they act like they made the video today. So that's why people ask me why I do that. That's why I do it. So you know you're getting a fresh video, a current video with the most current news. I want to get right into some of the things today. Gold and silver are two very, very hot topics. You know, people ask, why do I talk about it? How can you not talk about it? They're at all-time highs. Gold futures hit $4,000, over $4,000 for the first time ever today. And we need to talk about it because it's just so damn important that people own real, tangible assets. And many people now are getting very, very worried with what they're seeing taking place in this country, socially, economically. There's no doubt we've been in a recession that I think now has transferred into or evolved into the beginning stages of the greatest depression the world has ever seen. And we look at something like gold that is up over 50% year to date. Silver, I think, is around 64, 68%. Now, it did pull back today. Probably a good day. You know, when you see a pullback like this, I think it's down 97 cents right now as I make this video. Probably a good day if you're thinking of, if you're on the fence, probably a good day to buy some of this stuff because it's going right back up. And you're going to continue to see, in my humble opinion, more all-time highs. And I say that because of many reasons. We are now on the cusp of World War III. I do not like what I'm hearing about what this administration is doing, supplying more weapons to Ukraine and really poking the bear over there, Russia. And I just wish we would keep our nose out of the business of these countries, but we don't. And this is how we get sucked into a war. And, you know, of course, if the economy gets bad enough, they take you to war. So I really, really pray to God that we do not get tricked into a war. I do not agree with this administration one iota about what they're doing with Ukraine right now. We need to run from this, not be financing it, not be supporting it, certainly not fighting for another country. Big trouble. So war, uncertainty, social unrest, inflation. How about the dollar? The US dollar index has dropped 10% this year. So this is why I'm, you know, such a believer in gold and silver and have been for many, many years, because we knew that the debts would continue to spiral out of control, which they have done, and you're just betting against the debt. And also now we have the labor market cracking. We have a housing market that is cracking. The commercial real estate market has already fallen into an apocalypse. So these are all reasons why this stuff is only going to get more expensive and the US dollar is going to continue to weaken. Here's some more news. September, a typical boom month for shipping, looks more like a freight recession this year. Now, September is a key month for holiday shipping, and they're not seeing the numbers that they did years prior. And this is a very, very bad omen for the holiday shopping season. And of course, there will be people who shop. There will be people running up their credit cards. Many people have not even paid off last year's credit card, and they will be shopping again this Christmas. This is just how ridiculous people are. This is how irresponsible and reckless people are. And the country is doing the same thing. We are, you know, funding wars, lending money, giving money away, but we don't seem to take care of the problems right here. Rite Aid closes down all remaining stores after bankruptcy. They filed bankruptcy twice in 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. They're done. You'll never see another Rite Aid again. They are completely closed up and done. More vacant buildings, more people without a job, and of course, more inconvenience for people who like to shop at Rite Aid, people who get their medicines at Rite Aid. Now you've got to go maybe a little farther. So not a good sign. The drugstore chain operated over 60 years and now it's gone. You can blame it on the price of everything. You can blame it on inflation. You can blame it on the crime. These stores were getting robbed left and right. It's just a reflection of what's happening in the United States of America and why people better wake up and get ready for something. And what that something is, who knows? But it's not going to be pretty. Senate report warns AI could replace 100 million U.S. jobs. Are you concerned about this at all? Most people probably should be, because most jobs are replaceable at this point. And the number one job that's replaceable is fast food workers. And how many millions of people basically now have a fast food job, which is their career? These aren't jobs for high school kids anymore, or college kids, or retirees. These are now careers for many Americans. This is where it's all at. So, we have, medical aides, social assistants, and people in that sector of the economy who are making minimum, wage, part-time jobs. And then you have all these people in fast food, and all these jobs in the medical field, in fast food, and everything in between are susceptible to losing their jobs with AI. But look at the jobs that we have. So many millions of people working in fast food and medical aids. This is what America now is based on. These mediocre jobs that really don't even support an individual, let alone a family. Comment down below any of your thoughts. Another one, 30-year mortgage rate has increased to 6.34%. So much for the interest rate cuts and what they were going to do for the housing market. Remember all the hype. Once they cut, everybody's going to run, and go buy a house. Well, they only cut 25 basis points. And what's happening now? Mortgage rates are going up. So more problems for the housing industry. Home buyers are canceling deals at an alarming rate. 1 in 7 buyers canceled in August. That's 56,000 people, 15.1%. The prior year, 2024, 14.3% of escrows of buyers canceled. Now we're at 15.1%. So why is that? I think a lot of people just can't qualify. I think they go in thinking that they're going to buy a house and that they can qualify, and they find out that they can't. And yes, some people go in, and I think they get cold feet and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we better think this through. I don't think we can really afford this, because they begin to figure out the cost of all this. I can tell you right now, this house, just to get this house painted, is a small fortune. And other things have to be done here. This is a small fortune to take care of this stuff. It's a big responsibility. And a lot of people now aren't qualifying. And a lot of people are figuring out that, 40%, 50% of their income is going to go to a mortgage payment. And that's not sustainable. Metro Bank in the UK, chaos as hundreds of customers saw their accounts wiped out. UK customers. Here we go again with another banking nightmare. So they had problems with their online banking, their mobile banking, and transferring funds. People looked at their accounts, and there was absolutely nothing in them. We keep hearing about this almost on a weekly basis now. It's banks in America, it's bank in the UK, all over the world, where these banks literally shut down. You go online, check your account, and you're negative. The money's gone. And hopefully they get this rectified. But what happens when this starts to get absolutely out of control and they don't rectify it in a day or two, and your money's completely gone? Now you have to prove that you had money in the bank. Who's doing this? Of course, I'm sure it's just a glitch. That's what they're going to tell us. Or is this something, some sort of weaponization? Is this being done on purpose? But think about what would happen if 1 million people woke up tomorrow and there was no money in their bank account. 100,000 people, no money in their bank account. Be very, very careful, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's convenient to bank with a computer. It's convenient to have a plastic card and pull money out of an ATM when you want to, or just use your debit card whenever you want to. It's convenient, it's easy, but wow, you are taking a risk, because someday somebody's going to hit a button and it's all going to disappear, and you may never see your money again. Or if you do, it might take a year. Let's talk about inflation. There was an article on The Hedge today talking about the only way out of inflation is via debasement of the currency. That will obliterate your wages and your savings. Again, another reminder of why you should probably own some gold, why you should own some silver, why you should be out of the system. As I make this video, gold's up over another $27, $3,994.20. Silver down 96 cents at 47.84. This little pullback in silver, 96 cents is 96 cents. It's not going to seem like a lot when it goes over $50 an ounce. It's not going to seem like a lot when it hits 100. I think people think too much about the price of it today, and they're not thinking about what the price of it is going to be tomorrow. Just looking at some of the premiums today, premiums are beginning to go up across the board. And I was looking at premiums yesterday compared to today, and there's a noticeable difference. So I don't know if that means now we're seeing a shortage of these metals, if the inventory is shrinking and now they're going to start charging higher premiums. But the day's coming when you're going to wish you had this stuff, because you're going to wake up one day and all you have is what you have. When the ATMs don't work, when the banks aren't open, when Wall Street is collapsing, when nobody wants to take monopoly money like the US dollar, all you have is what you have. Barterable items, food, water, gold, silver, and a way to protect yourself. And, so many people still, talk about, I'm going to leave it in God's hands. The best asset is Jesus. 100%. Won't disagree with that one bit. I say that daily. The number one asset in your life is God, is Jesus, no doubt. But these people, I think, take it a little too far, because they just believe that God is just going to save them at the last minute. If the banks go down, if they're starving, nothing to worry about. God is going to come out of the clouds and deliver them food. If somebody robs them, it's not going to happen, because God's going to step and intervene. He's going to step in, intervene, stop the robbery. It doesn't work like that. If that was the case, God would have built the ark for Noah. If that was the case, God would have fought Goliath instead of David, and so on and so on. These are just, general examples that God gave you a brain. He gave you free choice. He gave you a conscience. And he is warning you right now that something is about to happen. This is why I'm sitting here right now, because I know something is about to happen. So is that a year from now, 5 years from now, 5 days from now? I have no idea. And I'm sure Noah didn't know what day the flood was going to hit. And many other people in the Bible did not know what was coming, but they just knew to get out or to prepare. And I'm not Noah. I'm not David. I'm just an average person with a camera and a microphone talking with all of you. But I know that something is going on, and I felt that it was imperative to get out of where I was. And some people may get that feeling, some may not. And not everybody was meant to, go live in the country. I get it. But there's always something you can be doing, even if you live in an apartment, a condo, the urban city. There's always something you can be doing to at least put the odds in your favor. We are going to see the greatest depression mankind has ever witnessed. It's coming. And I watch the news daily. I see what's going on out there. People have lost their minds. I will not insult animals by calling people animals, but they are demons that are walking the streets of America at this point, and what they do to good people. And God didn't jump in and save those people. Those people, paid a very, very deep price. And, just like that Ukrainian girl on the subway, she paid a huge price. This is why you must exercise situational awareness. This is why you have to be careful where you sit, what time you're riding on a subway, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're wearing. You got to be careful. This is multidimensional, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just financial. I watch some other channels, and so many people are almost giddy that, oh my gosh, I can't wait because I'm going to go buy a house for half off, or I'm going to go buy an RV or a boat, and it's going to be wonderful. Gold is telling you right now that it's nearing $4,000 and it's going to hit 5 and it's going to go beyond that. And the farther it goes, the more dangerous it is going to be to leave your house. And so these people who are giddy and excited, almost happy that people are losing their jobs because they think they're going to get a great deal on a house. These people are going to wet their pants when they walk outside because they are some of the most unprepared people on planet Earth. Yet they just think this is going to be economic. They don't look at the spiritual side of this. They don't look at the social side of this. And when I look at some of these people, they're so overweight and out of shape, and all they think about is the financial aspect of this crash and how they're going to capitalize, when most of them really won't capitalize at all, because I think we have a lot of fake people out there. But I would say, look, get yourself in shape. How are you going to enjoy life if you have some money and if you can capitalize on something, but you're 100 pounds overweight? I mean, how are you going to enjoy your life? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. You're like worried like when you're going to buy a house for 50% off, but you're 100 pounds overweight. You need to fix that. And you could do that today. And I'm not judging anybody. I'm not criticizing. I'm not better than anybody. But I think it's more important to be in good physical shape right now than it is to be thinking about capitalizing on the economic crash. Get your house in order. Get your body in shape. Get your temple in shape. You're going to need it. Your health is more important than your money. That is for sure. Health is more important than money. I used to drive by Eisenhower Hospital every day in Rancho Mirage, practically every day. And I would think those people in those hospital beds, many of them, a lot of wealthy people over in the Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert area, how many of them would give every dollar, every cent that they had to trade with just anybody driving by just to have their health, just to be able to go home that day, not to be dying of a terminal illness? How many of those rich people, $20 million, $30 million, I'll give it all to you, just so I can walk out of this hospital, walk out these doors and go home today and not be in pain, not be miserable, not be dying, being able to live. And how many of those people really know where they're going after this? And this is so important. Don't worry about capitalizing on a crash. If you do, wonderful. You need to be protecting yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Most of all, you need to know where you're going after this life. Think about how fast things have already passed by. This is just temporary. And when we leave here, we need to know where we're going. That is the most important thing. The best advice I can give you today is not financial. The best advice I can give you today is be walking close to God and know where you're going after you leave this dimension. Know where you're going. God bless every one of you. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm absolutely exhausted. We got a lot going on here. We got 4 people here working on the house. And it's a beautiful day. It really, really is. People told me that, the bugs would kill me. The humidity would be horrible. I mean, I've never been bit more by mosquitoes as I have been this year on the golf course in Palm Desert. Every day, every time I take the dogs out, I was just getting absolutely destroyed by mosquitoes out there. No problem here today. Been wonderful. Anyways, thanks for all the support. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to all of you very, very soon. God bless and take care.